Hi GPT, how's it going?
Hi, Raina. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? What's on your mind today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I wanna talk about
Glad to hear that. Are you up to something fun or interesting today?
yes. I wanna talk about what I read. I am talk about the books I read today.
That sounds great. What book did you read today? Or is there a specific part of it you'd like to talk about?
I read a book that introduce how to be how to make uh,
How to be a. It sounds like you were about to say something interesting. What kind of how to was the book about?
教祖になる方法って英語でなんて言うの？ゴッド？
How to become a cult leader 言いますよ。教祖は英語で cult leader と表現されることが一般的です。ちなみに何か具体的な話題があってこの表現を知りたい感じですか？
I read a book that explain how to be a cult leader.
Wow, that's a fascinating and intense topic. Was it a serious guide or more of a satirical take on the concept? What stood out to you?
Uh, I cannot understand. Oh, I cannot understand your question. So please rephrase the question.
Sure. Was the book meant to seriously teach people how to become a cult leader? Or was it more like a joke or satire? What part of the book caught your attention?
It's a kind of joke. But it is well よく整理されてるっていうか
That does sound dark, but I can see why it would be interesting if it's well explained. Did it focus more on psychology, leadership skills, or the tactics cult leaders use?
よくまとめられてるって英語でなんて言うの？
Well summarized や well put together と言いますよ。例えば、この本よくまとめられている This book is well summarized または This book is well put together で表現できます。
The book is well summarized, even if the person who wanna be a cult leader is not so smart. Uh, the books explain for the such person.
You could say, the book is well summarized, even if someone who wants to become a cult leader isn't very smart. The book explains it in a way that's easy for them to understand. Does that match what you're trying to say?
Yes, but I forget the phrase. So could you repeat again?
Sure, here it is again. The book is well summarized. Even if someone who wants to become a cult leader isn't very smart, the book explains it in a way that's easy for them to understand. Hope that helps.
The book is well summarized. Even if the person who wanna be a cult leader, the book shows the way to become easy way.
You're very close. Here's a refined version of your sentence. The book is well summarized. Even for someone who wants to become a cult leader, it shows an easy way to do so. Does that sound better?
It shows easy way to do so.
You're almost there. It would be more natural to say, it shows an easy way to do so. Just adding and makes the sentence flow better. Does that sound good to you?
Could you repeat again?
Sure. Here it is again. It shows an easy way to do so. Let me know if that works for you.
It shows easy way to do so.
You're very close. The correct phrasing would be, it shows an easy way to do so. Just adding and makes it grammatically correct. Does that make sense now?
It shows an easy way to do so.
Perfect. That sounds great now. Nice job. Is there anything else you want to discuss about the book?
Yes, the books explain that if if you wanna be a cult leader, you have to show you have to show you have to まあ、不安を与えるって英語でなんて言うんだ give worries
I think you're trying to say that the book
そうかな
explains that if you want to be a cult leader, you need to create or give people a sense of worry or concern. A clearer way to phrase it might be, the book explains that if you want to be a cult leader, you have to create a sense of worry or fear. Does that capture what you meant?
You have to give a sense of concern, but not only give sense of concern, but also you have to add the the escape.
It seems like you're saying that creating concern isn't enough on its own. You also need to add something else. Here's a clearer version of your sentence. You have to give a sense of concern, but not only that, you also have to add something else, like offering solutions or hope. Does that sound like what you're trying to express?
Yes. Could you repeat the phrase again? I forgot it.
Sure. Here it is again. You have to give a sense of concern, but not only that, you also have to add something else, like offering solutions or hope. Let me know if that works.
You have to give a sense of concern, but not only that, you have to help. You have to
You're
show.
very close. Here's a smoother version. You have to give a sense of concern, but not only that, you also have to help. This version flows a little better. Does that work for you?
But not only that, you have to show a way to help from that kind of concern.
That's almost perfect. Here's a slightly refined version. But not only that, you have to show a way to help. It sounds great now. Is there more to the book you'd like to discuss?
And the author mentioned that the regulation of food make people feel participating in a specific group.
Great point. Here's a more polished version of your sentence. I also mentioned that regulating food makes people feel like they're participating in a specific group. Does that sound better to you?
Yes. Could you speak more slowly the phrase?
Of course. Here's the phrase spoken more slowly. I also mentioned that regulating food makes people feel like they're participating in a specific group. Take your time with it and let me know if you need anything else.
Could you repeat again?
Sure. Here it is again. I also mentioned that regulating food makes people feel like they're participating in a specific group. Let me know if that helps.
Regulate.
It seems like something might be unclear. Would you like me to explain it in a different way or break it down for you?
Regulating food make people feel participating in specific group.
It looks like you're trying to break the sentence down phonetically. Here's a clearer version of the pronunciation. I also mentioned that regulating food makes people feel like they're participating in a specific group. For the pronunciation, regulating, regulating, food,
Regulating.
makes people feel like they're tired. Participating, parting in a specific
Parting.
group. Does this help? Let me know if you'd like to go over anything else.
No, what is the difference between your words and my words?
I see. The difference is mainly in the pronunciation and clarity of certain sounds. Here's a comparison between your version and mine.
Yeah.
1. Regulating fudo versus regulating food.
Regulating food.
Sounds a bit like the Japanese approximation of regulating, but the actual pronunciation in English is regulating. The Japanese version might sound a bit more exaggerated in certain vowel sounds. Hudo is a direct transliteration of food, and both are quite similar. Tug people people. Make sounds like the word make, but in English, it's more like makes with an S sound at the end. Peeper is close to people, but the E sound in English is more like peephole. 3. Fido participating versus feel like they're participating. Fido sounds like feel, but here should be feel. Participating seems to represent participating. But in English, it should be participating.
Participating.
4. Specific group abuses. Specific group. Specific is close. But English speakers say specific with a short E sound and without the strong E sound at the start. Group sounds like group, which is similar in both languages. The main difference is how Japanese approximates certain sounds, which can sound a bit different when spoken by a native English speaker. Does that help clarify things?
Yeah. But
It seems like you're still processing it. Let me know if you'd like me to explain further or if you have any other questions.
regulating food makes people feel participate in specific group.
It looks like you're trying to pronounce the sentence again, but there are a few slight changes. Here's a clearer comparison. Regulating fruits. This is likely meant to be regulating food. The correct pronunciation is regulating food. Fruits is the Japanese for fruit, but we want food here. This should be makes people. The pronunciation would be makes people. Fido participating. This is likely trying to be feel like they're participating. The correct pronunciation is feel like they're partating. Specific group. This is close to specific group, which should be pronounced as specific group. It seems like you're getting closer. Would you like me to guide you on the pronunciation a bit more?
Yes, please.
Sure, let's go through the pronunciation slowly, focusing on each part. Here's how you can say the sentence. I also mentioned that regulating food makes people feel like they're participating in a specific group.
Participating in
Regulating. Break it down as regulating. The re is like the rest sound, u is like the u sound, and lay-ting is a smooth, quick lay followed by ting. Food. Simple food, just like the word food in Japanese. The oo is pronounced like the oo in moon. 3 makes. Break it down as makes. The S at the end should be clear and sound like makes. 4. People. Break it down as people. P is like the E in C, and pool is like pool, but without the oo sound. Feel. Simple. Feel. It's the same as the Japanese feel. 6. Simple, like same pronunciation as in Japanese. 7. There. Break it down as test sound, like in there, with a quick air sound. 8. Participating. Break it down as partating. Par sounds like car, but with a P, tis is like this without the tough. Is a quick soft ass sound. Pay is like the pay in payment, and ting is quick and soft. 9. Specific. Break it down as SPU is like the
Specific.
speed in split, SIF is like sip, and IK is a short I sound, like in tick. 10. Simple. Group. Group sounds just like the Japanese group. Would you like to practice with me, step by step, or break down any part of it further?
No, thank you. Thank you. By the way, I wanna talk about Nissan. Do you know Nissan? It is a car maker.
Yes, I'm familiar with Nissan. It's a well-known Japanese car manufacturer,
Car
famous for models like the
manufacturer.
Nissan Altima, Leaf, and GTR. They also have a strong presence in electric vehicles, with the Nissan Leaf being one of the most popular electric cars globally. What specifically would you like to talk about regarding Nissan?
The profit of Nissan in 2024 is reduced 90% compared with 2023.
It seems like you're talking about Nissan's profit decreasing by 90% in 2024 compared to 2023. This would be a significant drop. If that information is accurate, it would likely indicate challenges in their business, such as changes in global market conditions, increased costs, or other factors affecting their performance. Do you want to know more about what might have caused this drop or how Nissan is responding to it?
It was very surprising for me. And the reason, there are three reasons it is 報道されている内容ではって英語でなんていうの ?in the broadcasting とかかな
It sounds like you're referring to news reports or broadcasting content that explains the reasons behind Nissan's profit drop. If you're talking about why it's so surprising, and there are 3 reasons mentioned in the reports,
in the
could you
report.
share what those 3 reasons are? I'd love to help explain them further.
There are, first of all, the Nissan make only EV car, but the share of EV is taken by Chinese manufacturing, and the reason is that the Chinese car is much more cheaper than other countries.
That makes sense. The shift towards electric vehicles, EVs, has become a major focus for many car manufacturers, and competition is intensifying, especially from Chinese companies. Since Chinese car manufacturers can often produce vehicles at lower costs, they can offer EVs at more affordable prices, which is a significant factor in gaining market share. Nissan, which has focused on EVs like the Leaf, might be facing increased competition from these lower cost options, especially in markets where price sensitivity is high. This could be one of the reasons behind their profit decline. What are the other reasons mentioned in the reports?
Secondly, the Nissan cannot take the share in America. The Nissan is well bought by American people, but in 2020
It seems like you're saying that Nissan is struggling to capture market share in the US despite having a presence there. Perhaps what you're referring to is that although Nissan vehicles are still being purchased in the US, the company is unable to gain a larger share of the American market compared to competitors, especially in the EV space. Nissan may be facing difficulties in appealing to American consumers for various reasons, such as increased competition from American and foreign brands, especially in the EV market, brand perception, or a shift in consumer preferences, limited new models or innovative features compared to rivals like Tesla, Ford, or other emerging brands. Would you like to explore these challenges more or discuss the third reason mentioned in the reports?
Thirdly, で、ビジ、経営スタイルマネジメントスタイルか。Thirdly, the management style is criticized. The management style of Nissan is very top down. So the 権限って英語でなんて言うんだっけ authority of leader is strong. So the under people don't think and don't criticize what leader said. あんまうまく話せ
It sounds like the third reason is related to Nissan's management style, which is very top down. The strong authority of the leadership means that lower level employees may be hesitant to criticize or speak up against decisions made by top management. This kind of organizational structure can lead to several issues, such as lack of innovation or flexibility. If employees are unable to voice concerns or offer new ideas, it can stifle creativity and hinder the company's ability to adapt to market changes. Disconnection between leadership and employees. Top-down management can create a gap between decision makers and those actually working on the ground, making it difficult to address problems quickly or accurately. Low employee morale. If employees feel their opinions aren't valued, it can lead to lower job satisfaction and potentially higher turnover rates. This could certainly affect the company's performance and decision making, especially in a rapidly changing industry like the automotive market. Does this match what you've read about the management issues at Nissan?
Thanks for hearing my話を聞いてくれてありがとうってなんて言うんだ So, yeah, listen to me かな
話を聞いてくれてありがとうは英語で Thank you for listening または Thank you for hearing me out と言います。どちらも感謝の気持ちを表現する言い方ですが、前者はもっと一般的に使われ、後者は相手が自分の話にしっかり耳を傾けてくれたことに感謝するニュアンスです。役立ちますか？問題が発生しています。お話の内容を理解できませんでした。
Thank you for listening. It is 2 a.m. in Japan, so I have to go to bed. So see you later. So see you tomorrow. Hi. Hi. Good night, ChatGPT. Hi, GPT. Good night. Good night.